Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Pony Paul's Tips and Predictions Show for Thursday, April 25th. Two tracks on the card for today, Beverley and Chelmsford. First of all, we'll start off with yesterday's results. First race, Object wins 9-2. After deduction, one of the horses jumped under went under the stalls, was scratched. Tipped yesterday at 7-1, so there was some value there early on. Willow LaRupi, fourth, ran well, was never catching the favorite in there, likely needs more distance, is going to stay on the list for now. A Laughdall, that was interesting drift before the race. Well, it was in the morning, 6-4 the day before, probably went off at 3-1 or so. Just did not get over the ground. I think the ground improved more than I thought it would, and another horse that's going to be tracked for deeper ground. Ferrari Desert, 12th. Absolutely hated running at Gorin. Definitely prefers a flat track. Came into the stretch there looking absolutely fantastic and just stopped. Yeah, not a great pick there. But Expressova, the horse that was sold for 135,000 guineas, and was very interesting. Wins at 9-2. Tipped yesterday for 4-1, so it did drift out a little bit, but got the job done for us. Bestie ran absolutely fantastic, coming third. If you guys watch that replay from today, the horse literally dove right in where the dirt path came across, and that is a horse that I will definitely be watching going forward because that was a really good run. Walnut Beach, each way placed. Now the horse came fourth. A normal each way was 3 spots, but almost all of the bookies were doing top 4 for that, and I had a top 4 on the exchange, but sorry if you didn't have the extra places, that would go in as an L. Jockey left way too much due into a short stretch, but the horse did end up running quite well. So decent start to our videos here, definitely a profitable day. Looking forward to today's races. Start things off 245, race number 2 at Beverley, number 9, Count d'Orsay at 18-1. That price might actually end up being a little bit shorter. I think that's a standout price there. Gonna bet it each way. I would like this 10-1 and up. Horse comes in here off a break. That can be a little bit concerning, but most of these are having their first run of the year, and older horses like this do tend to be easier to train off of a break, especially when they're sprinters. Was a consistent type last year. Running off of higher marks in this gets a bit of a gift here, being down 4 pounds off of the last start. If you look at that replay, completely missed the break. Probably shouldn't be down that far off of a run like that. Totally took his chances away. Has gone very close at this course in distance in the past, losing to Matisse here, who he's now very well handicapped against. Presents the clear value in a very competitive race. David Allen probably is a plus, and the horse rarely travels well. That's like the thing. If David Allen's pumping away at 3 furlongs out, that's still nothing to be too concerned about because the horse does stay on very well. Next race, 320, race 5 at Beverley, number 4, Beltane at 7-2. Horse comes here extremely well handicapped after dropping 5 pounds in the rating over the winter. Clearly does not love the poly track. Never coming first, second, or third in his 7 starts. Horse's last race at Beverley should probably be forgiven as he simply went too fast out of the gates. It's understandable that he completely died in the stretch. Horse won at Beverley on 20th of June 2023 on a soft turf track, mark of 86, and now gets in here off of 73. So that was the key piece of form for me here. 20th of June 2023, he was on soft turf, on a mark of 86, ran really well, and if he gets anywhere close to that, being 13 pounds lighter, definitely is going to play into this race. Horse should be fit and ready to go, and I definitely think it's the one to beat at 7-2. 505, a race at number 6, Beverley. Number 4, my Harrison George, 5-2 to win, and it's the favorite or the second favorite, and it took, a little bit of digging to figure this one out. The horse has run consistently enough over the poly track in the winter. Got raised 3 pounds over the winter, which is fair enough, but the surface and distance should be much more in his favor here today. Horse is by Lopia Vega, has never really had the chance to run on a truly testing surface. I think that's what the horse is going to want. Key piece of form for me is in York last summer, the 14th of July, where the horse ran an admirable 5th, 66-1. Those were the most testing conditions that the horse had ever faced, and they weren't that testing because it was raining, and so much of that rain wasn't into the track yet. It's going to be a lot more testing tomorrow, much more towards what this horse wants to run on. But he did run pretty well in that race. He was pushed out of the gates. As soon as the gates opened, ran into another horse, pushed up. It was a really fast pace, and he just kind of hang on there for fifth. And if he gets back to that, he's going to be very, very tough in here. Um, Simply seems like the exact spot that the horse wants. The distance, the way that the turf is, it should be an easy enough field for him to take care of. 5-2 is a pretty good price. I'm not sure if we're going to get that closer to post time. Um, but yeah, 5-2 seems like a very, very fair price for this horse to win. 7 o'clock, race 2, Chelmsford. Number 2, Alexander James, 12-1 each way. This is a very tentative selection. I'm willing to give this one a shot. It's mostly in here because I am betting it, and for the purposes of tracking and everything, I wanted to put it in here, but this is not a horse that I'm super, super high on, but it's such a weak field. This horse has done a lot of running in the winter. Um, that's seen his handicap mark fall from 70 all the way down to 62, which now sees him run against this really, really weak field. Ben Sanderson also takes another 3 pounds off, which is not hurting his cause. The horse definitely seems to prefer 7 furlongs over a mile, which he runs today, with a few of his Newcastle runs being somewhat encouraging. The key to success here is using that good post draw to get some kind of a stalking trip and then let the horse kick, because the horse does have a kick, but he's just never in position on these tight all-weather tracks to use that kick and get to the lead. If they try and ride him from way off again, it's not going to work out. But I think from the stall that he's got, I think he's going to be able to be in a much better position and use that kick to finally win a race. 7:30 race number 3, Chelmsford. Number 2, Good Day at 8-1 each way. Horse has the perfect run style to win at a track like Chelmsford with the short stretch. And with the 6 post, he shouldn't have to work too hard to get the lead. Horse typically runs keen, and that has been the biggest reason the horse has not won the last couple of times. He just doesn't seem to have enough in that final furlong. This is, however, one of the softer fields he has run in, and last time this horse teamed up with Danny Musket, he was able to settle him enough to win at Epsom. I don't know how much that plays into it, but I think horses, jockeys, there can be something there where a horse is more willing and comfortable and settles better with certain jockeys, and maybe that's the case here, although small sample size. So should be on the lead coming for home. 8-1 seems like a very, very reasonable price to see the trip out this time at Chelmsford. 8 o'clock, race 4, Chelmsford. Number 2, Darris at 5-2 to win. The likely favorite, Fictional, could be well in here on a handicap debut off of 62. That seemed quite generous, but certainly will try to beat him here with Darris, who's been brutally unlucky in his last 2 races. The horse has only been raised 1 pound for each of the last 2 efforts, and if he gets a clear run here under Billy Loughnane, he should be right there at the finish. And I would encourage anyone, if they have the ability to watch those last 2 replays. It's absolutely brutal that this horse was unable to win. I can see why the change over to Billy Loughnane's been made. I also backed this horse last time, and I might still be a little salty about it, but I certainly expect him to do the business here on Thursday. 5-2, good enough price. I understand Fictional's in there, so 5-2 is decent. It matters how much the favorite takes late on, but I'm willing to find out here at 5-2. 8:30, race 5, Chelmsford, going with number 1, 10 Club at 17-2 each way. Horse is definitely more than a bit frustrating in the sense that he really cost himself some races, and that's really what happened last time out at Wolverhampton. Horse had a brutal trip and was still only beaten 2 lengths. So it's a bit of a gift here that the handicapper gave him a 2-pound weight reduction off of that because he just got in his own way. Ross Orion's an awesome jockey. The switch over to Safi might benefit this runner in particular, as all he really needs to do here is settle in order to win, and is somewhat what we were talking about before with Danny Musket. I think that this horse is probably going to settle better for Safi than he did for Ross Orion. At least I hope so. I do believe the 6 furlongs is going to help, as the horse does not need to go as fast early on in order to keep up, and can save what is a pretty solid late kick to blow by these in the stretch. 9 o'clock, race 6, Chelmsford. Last pick of the day is going to be number 8, Wyvern, at 11-1 each way. Decided to take a shot on kind of an interesting angle here in the finale. Wyvern's come down to 73 now in the handicap. Now, there is pretty good reason he comes down even further in the handicap. has not been running very well in his last 5 or so starts. The one thing about this horse, he has absolutely no turn of foot whatsoever, and that can really hurt when you're trying to run under a mile. He's been going 7 furlongs very often. That is made even worse when you're running on these tight, turn short kind of poly tracks like a Chelmsford. When we go back to the last time that the horse ran really well, it was here at Chelmsford, and the horse was quite purposefully ridden from the front, and the style really would benefit him again here. I'm hoping they go to the lead. The horse is drawing post one. That should help a lot with going to the lead. Um, but I am aware, if they try to ride it, this horse off the pace again, it's probably going to go upside down for us here. But at 11 to 1 in an open enough field, I could definitely see this horse getting there. So thank you everybody for watching. You're an absolute legend if you got this far. Definitely a new channel here, so if you would not mind a like, a comment, I'd love to hear who you guys are on. And see you again tomorrow. Best of luck. Thanks.